Hello friends, Melmon is here, and in this video I will tell you what is the map of the Marvel Super War and how it is determined. I mean, what are the buffs, what are the devices that are given in the map, and how you as a jungler or as any other hero you need to know about the buffs in the game. So first start with this. If you are a true blue, that means on this blue side here on the map, as you can see me, you will always have red buff on the bot side and blue buff on the top side, and it is always the opposite to the other team. Like if the other team, they have their red buff on the top lane, as you can see opposite of this blue one, and their blue buff on the bot lane as the opposite of our red buff. The Panther will always be spawned at this place, and the Surtur will always spawn at the top lane. How to decide that whether you are true blue or true red, so that you can go for either of the buff you want for blue or red? So it is this wall over here. If there is a wall over here and a bush, that means your blue buff is going to be in this side. But if there is a wall and a minion over here, like here you can see in the mini map here, it is going to be in this kind of situation. This kind of wall over here, you can say two-sided figure or L-shaped figure here. So if that kind of figure is here, or that kind of wall is here, like this L-shaped, then there is going to be a jungle monster spawn on this side. That means the next to it is going to be the red buff. That's how you decide that whether it is a red buff or a blue buff. Okay, now let's see what the blue buff gives us. Here, after killing the blue buff, you can see it grants us 20% cooldown reduction, as well as the EP region. EP is mainly this blue line, as you can see here. It is our energy points. What it helps, it consumes whenever we have to use our skills, except in case of some heroes that don't use EP. And as for this red buff, what it does is it enhances our basic attacks. It will a brief slow effect on the enemy heroes whenever you use your basic attack on the enemy. And yeah, one more thing, if in case you have a buff of any of the red or blue and you die, then the buff remaining time will be transferred to the other person. Or if you have killed the other person who has buff, then you will get the buff for the remaining time.
Don't worry about this.
Now here, as you can see here, there is always the countdown of the buffs whenever they will be spawned, and the Panther and Surtur as well. As I have told you earlier that the springboard always spawns at the side of the red buff, so this is how you steal the red buff solo. If you see that there is enemies taking the red buff, you just click your leech and escape, or you can take the solo buff and use the springboard to escape. Never use the springboard while invading the jungle, always use springboard when you are escaping from the jungle. Now let's talk about the devices this time. We have 3 devices on the map that will always be one on your side and one on the opposite side. It can be any of the 2 out of those 3. First is this attacking device. It has this red type of bag, or you can say whatever this is, red type of device here. What it grants you is the movement speed bonus, and your next basic attack is going to deal an extra damage. Now for this one, it is a minion device, or you can say cloning device. It clones your minions. The 4 minions will be spawned and you use this. It is yellow in color. Okay, 4 minions will be spawned like this. And yeah, one more thing, whenever you don't use any of your devices, it will automatically be used. Like in this case here, I have my minion device and I am not using it. As you can see, the time is going up of this device. This the meter, you can say, is running. So this is how the cloning device looks.
I have a plan.
Okay, 4 minions will be spawned like this. Yeah, this is the shield device. What it grants you is the shield to all of your allies as well as you, and also to the turrets. Like you will have to use this like here again. Now this is another example, like when you have already taken one device, and what if you are going to take another device, you won't get to use them simultaneously. What happens is that whenever you take a device and you take the new one, your old one will automatically be used. Like it says use a shielding device. Now you can see here our turret has an extra shield here. You can use this whenever there is a team fight or your turret is being pushed, so that you get an extra time. Then here we have an heal pad behind the turret on each of the lanes. There is time limit of 2 minutes. Like when you use your heal pad for the first time, then again you have to wait for 2 minutes to get it refresh for you. It is separate for everyone. Like if we are 40 minutes there and we all need the health pack, we will all get the health pack. If it is for ourselves, if there is no cooldown for it. Now see here, like I've used my health pad and it will again come after 2 minutes. Yeah, here. It again come after 2. This is the Panther here. He always spawns at 4 on the map, and after the Panther you get the buff for your whole team. What it gives you is the hero's physical attack and energy attack are increased by 15%. So it is a huge advantage whenever you are whenever you are going for a team fights. Plus it also gives gold to all of your allies. So here after defeating the Surtur, you get this symbol here, like this face of Surtur. Whenever you use this, the Surtur will spawn and attacking that particular lane, whichever you need to push, or here. But you have to remember one thing: whenever you summon a Surtur, you will not be able to use any of your attacks for the time being. So be careful. I think it is for 2 seconds that it takes time to call the Surtur. So either do it in the bushes while hiding so that enemies cannot.
You're gonna love this.
Now here is one alive. Whenever you have to call on the map, this is really really important for the team fights, for let your team know what to do, what action you have to take. This
attack.
So here, whenever you have to attack some of your enemies,
Star-Lord.
you go into the map
Attack.
plus sign
Star-Lord.
and click on the icon and
Protect.
to protect
Star-Lord. Protect.
Then for
Allied turret.
the Terran allied tower here and attacking the
Attack enemy turret.
Why these commands are needed, like whenever your turret is going to push up, you can like divert the mind of your allies, or you can say show them that this lane is being pushed up, because most of the time we are focused on our game that we don't watch the map. And for the ally, like save that ally, sometimes like he's going towards the direction that you have seen on the map that enemies are going to ambush him there, or like he is solo there, it is going to be 1v3 sort of situation. So you use that sign of protect this so that he knows that he needs protection. That means he may be get ambushed or he needs to back off for a time unless until his team arrives. These are the commands you can give. Now the next is this attention. You can mark the attention.
Attack enemy turret.
I have a plan.
And by attention is necessary.
Attention.
Sometimes you have to take the buff. Like your tank is near to this place or any.
Attack.
You can say for attention, so he can go and check that whether the blue buff is there or not.
Attention.
This is the attack. You can use this from this one. Attack, retreat, enemy is missing, and assemble. Okay, first one is the attack.
Attack.
So whenever you are going to joining the team fight, or you want to your allies to go for the team fight, you say attack.
Retreat.
Retreat when you want to back off.
Assemble.
Assemble when you are gathering for the team fight, or whenever you are getting ready for an ambush, you use this sign for assemble.
Enemy hero missing.
Enemy missing. Enemy missing you mainly use, like, we know it is a 5v5 battle, and it is really important and necessary to know the location of all 5 enemies, all 5 opponent enemies. So whenever there is someone missing in the map, you say enemies missing. Or sometimes, like, if you are on a bot lane, any of the lanes, and there are 2 of the enemies that are in front of you, but one of them is missing. One of them went to maybe gank in the mid, like if you are on the bot lane and he went to gank on the mid, what you say is enemies missing, so that your team knows that you were having 2 enemies and one of them is missing. That means either they are going to their jungle, they are invading or taking the buff of your jungle, or maybe they went to mid lane. Or one more thing, you can also communicate with these not only these signs, and by using the map, you can also use this button here, message, and you can send the specific messages of attack, defend and general messages, whichever you can send for better communication. Or you can simply chat, but I will suggest that don't chat, because it diverts your mind, because half of your screen is filled with the keyboard, or half of your screen is covered by the keyboard. That's why you are not able to see map and the game. So I would suggest chat in rare cases, or like whenever you are in resurrecting mode, or whenever you are died, you can chat at that time. For rest of the time, stay focused, and if you have to communicate, use either the map signs or this sign here or the messages. That's all for this video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel, as I will be making more guide videos for you guys. Thanks for watching this video.